So today I'm going to be smoking one of the most underrated cuts in barbecue, in my opinion. Every time I go to a barbecue place, I look for this on the menu because it is one of my favorite smoked barbecue items out there. It's a super easy and quick cook, and the results are fantastic, and every time I make this, people love it. So let's get right into cooking this delicious cut of meat. All right, so I'm sure you've already guessed it, but what I'm talking about is a turkey breast. This is a delicious barbecue item to smoke. I'm telling you, if you've had it at a barbecue place, you know what I'm talking about. And you can cook this yourself super easy with delicious results. Now, one downfall to the turkey breast is it can be difficult to find in boneless form. Sometimes around Thanksgiving you'll be able to find them. You can find them in those packages where they're stuffed into a net and you're kind of supposed to cook it like a roast. But for this, you're going to want it out of that netting, and a lot of times when you pull them out of that netting, you'll find out this thing is just mutilated. It'll still taste fine, it's just not going to look that nice. Now another option, which is what I did here, is I bought one of those bone-in turkey breasts, and I cut both breasts off, took the tenderloins out of each one, and I was left with two fantastic turkey breasts. Now when you do that, you'll see under here, you'll see this pocket where the tenderloin is. So what I usually like to do is kind of fold it up like so, and that is how we are going to cook it, so it's a nice even cook. But before we do it, we got to get this seasoned. Like I said, this is a super simple cook, and it starts off with some mayo as a binder. I'm telling you, it might seem weird, but mayo is very similar to butter, so it's a great option for a binder on something like a turkey breast. It's going to keep it nice and moist. Gets a little bit messy, but it is worth it. All right, now that it is all mayoed up, go ahead and get this seasoned. Start off with some coarse black pepper. Here I have butcher style black pepper, which is very coarse. It's more coarse than that 16 mesh you find in barbecue a lot, and I think it goes so well on smoked items. Now since it is so coarse, we're not going to need that much, and this is a smaller piece of meat, so we're going to keep it light with this pepper. Then a little bit of kosher salt. Get this flipped over. More of that black pepper, and of course I'm using Duke's mayo, best mayo out there, and we'll finish it off with that kosher salt. Now we'll just kind of get this folded up like I mentioned before. Try to do it with one hand here. There is our delicious turkey breast. Now I'm going to be cooking this on my offset smoker. I'm trying to get back to using that thing because I just love the flavor you get using that traditional offset smoker with nice hardwood. I'm going to be using hickory today, and for a turkey breast, it really comes out so much better when you use an offset smoker. Now you can definitely do this on a pellet smoker if you want, but I just don't think the results are going to be as good as if you're using a traditional offset smoker. Let's get the smoker fired up, then we'll take this out and we're going to throw it on. All right, smoker is good to go. Let's throw this turkey breast on. See, I got some blocker wood in there. That's to stop that direct heat from destroying this meat. Sometimes get a little burn on the edge. You can also see I have a tri-tip on there. Let's go ahead and get this turkey breast. We're gonna put it right on next to that tri-tip, just like that. Now let's close it up and let it smoke. All right, so this turkey breast is gonna be a quick cook, and that is another reason why I love this. If you're short on time and you just want to cook some delicious barbecue, this is a great option. Like I was mentioning before, sometimes it can be a little difficult to source a nice boneless turkey breast. But if you know a place where you can pick them up, I highly suggest doing this. One of my favorite barbecue items to smoke. Now I'm going to keep that smoker pretty low, 225, 250 max. Probably closer to that 225 mark. I want to get some really nice smoke flavor on this turkey breast. Now, like I said, it's not going to take very long, maybe a couple hours, if that. I'm going to plan on bringing it up to around the 140 to 145 degree mark. So once it hits that 140 to 145 mark, we'll take it off, wrap it up, and we're going to let it finish off, and it'll come up to temp that way. We're also going to add a little bit of something into that tin foil that makes this turkey breast so delicious. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and let it cook on that smoker. But for you, you don't have to wait, so let's go out and check out this turkey breast. All right, so it's been an hour and a half on the turkey breast. So you can see how nice that thing looks. Beautiful crust on there from the pepper. Nice golden color. So let's get a temp check. We are at 147. It's a little higher than I like, but it will be fine. You just don't want to cook it too hot because it might dry out. So we're gonna get ourselves some tin foil here. Throw that turkey breast right on. This is what you're gonna want to add to the turkey. That's gonna make it a game changer. Get some butter on there. So there's our butter. You're gonna want a good amount of that butter on there. Then some honey right on top. Making a nice honey butter turkey breast. I'm telling you, this is what makes this so good. The butter and honey is gonna melt, make a delicious sauce for this to be in. And once you slice it up, you just dip it in that honey butter. It is fantastic. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up just like that. Now, sometimes I'll let it sit on the smoker for a couple minutes just to make sure that butter melts, but that's not necessary really. So we're gonna leave it wrapped up like this probably for an hour or so to let it rest and sit in that butter and just keep coming up in temp a little bit. But once it's done resting, I will see you back out there to slice it up and give it a try. So here's the turkey breast. I left it wrapped up for about a little over an hour. Let's unwrap it and see how this thing came out. So I went ahead and wrapped it up with an extra layer of foil here, just so that butter didn't come out. When you unwrap it, you want to be careful because you want to leave all that butter inside of there. So we'll move this to the side. Yeah, check that out. That is a beautiful honey butter turkey breast. This is going to be delicious. All right, so let's go ahead and slice this right down the middle and we'll get some delicious slices. Serrated bread knife works great for this, same as you would cut a brisket. I don't know if you can see, it's got a nice little pink smoke ring around the outside, nice and juicy still. This is why I love turkey breast. Then you just want to go ahead, cut some decently thick slices. Ooh, that's gonna be mine. So good. And check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get one of these pieces. It's a nice one here. You can see it's split there. It's nice and tender. Now, got to take it and dip it in that honey butter. That's the way to do it. This is going to be the juiciest turkey you have ever had, I promise you that. And this honey butter is so delicious with this turkey. That coarse black pepper gives it a nice crunch and just a hint of heat there. I'm telling you, once you try this, you'll understand why smoked turkey breast is so good. And I'm at the point where I would buy 4 or 5 of these and cook these up for Thanksgiving instead of just buying a whole turkey. This stuff is so good. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. If you're interested in any of the products I use in my videos, I will put a link in the description below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe right over here, and I'll put some good videos for you to check out right over here. But most importantly, get out there and smoke something good.